In our bulletin this morning, state government commends youth in Abak for keeping faith with People's Democratic Party. 11 alleged kidnappers arrested by the police. Widows and less privileged in Ibna local government area treated to end of year get-together. Details of this and more in a moment. A very good morning to you and welcome to AKBC 45 News at Dawn. I am Blessing Isonwio. Keeping faith with the People's Democratic Party (PDP) was one of the resolutions taken by youth of Abak local government area last Saturday. The event was the youth parley which took place at the Independence Hall, Abak. Patience John has the rest of the story.
The assemblage of youths from the 11 wards of the local government area, including political and opinion leaders, was blessed with the presence of the Deputy Governor, Mr. Moses Ekpo. Expressing his joy on the position of the youths, the Deputy Governor, Mr. Moses Ekpo, commended them for towing what he described as a path of justice and equity, demanding that the governorship of the state remain with Eket Senatorial District. He called on the youths to continue to support the Udom administration, whom he noted is youth-friendly and has put up programs that will impact on their future. Also addressing the youth, the transition chairman of Abak local government, Barrister Emmanuel Udosen, and the special assistant to the governor on youth matters, Mr. Nyefio Iwa Udofia, said the PDP government under Governor Udom Emmanuel's administration has performed creditably considering its programs and policies. They called on the youth to keep mobilizing others to support the state government. Representatives from the 11 wards, including the PDP chapter chairman, Obong Udobong Beye, expressed optimism that the Supreme Court ruling will be in favor of the People's Democratic Party. They acknowledged the leadership strides of the Commissioner for Information, Mr. Nyekan Omana, in mobilizing youths of the area and promised their continuous support to the People's Democratic Party. The youth parley was at the instance of the Commissioner for Information and Communication, Mr. Nyekan Omana. Patience John, reporting.
Governor Udom Emmanuel has commended staff of the Ministry of Transport and other stakeholders in the transport sector for acknowledging God as one who pilots the affairs of the sector. The governor made the acknowledgement at a service organized by the Ministry of Transport to thank God for his love and blessings upon the sector. Patience John again reports that the governor was represented by his deputy, Mr. Moses Ekpo.
Governor Udom Emmanuel said the transporters and staff of the Ministry of Transport have pleased God by returning to thank him for taking care of them last year and for handing over the activities to God. The governor, who joined the transporters to thank God at the Heaven's Light Assembly Church of Nigeria in Ikwadi Nyangeti in Surubi local government area, also commended them for the success they have recorded last year in the sector and wished them well in the discharge of their responsibilities this year. He specifically acknowledged the contributions of staff of the ministry and the transporters to the development of the state.
Governor Udom Emmanuel
Various choirs, including the Inner Temple Choir of the church and that of the Ministry of Transport, sang at the Thanksgiving service. Patience John reporting.
5 ministries and 3 parastatals yesterday defended their 2016 budget proposals before the House of Assembly Committee on Appropriation and Finance. There were the Ministry of Housing and Urban Renewal, Ministry of Women Affairs and Social Welfare, Ministry of Local Government and Chieftaincy Affairs, and Ministry of Health. Others were the Hospitals Management Board, Local Government Service Commission, and the Uyo Capital City Development Authority, UCCDA. House of Assembly Bureau Chief Chris Ngang has the story.
Here, before the House Committee, the Commissioner for Housing and Urban Renewal, Mr. Enobong Owa, said the ministry budgeted 983 million naira for its services in 2015, but could only access 1 million naira and has proposed 8.3 million naira for 2016.
In the budget, we are hoping to embark on the renovation of the old secretarial block. There are 10 secretarial blocks that are old, and we believe that most of the people that if you ask almost all the commissioners that come here, their offices, the ministries there are taking. Maybe because of have been there for too long, and so we need to renovate all those buildings.
On her part, the Commissioner for Women Affairs, Social Welfare and Cooperatives, Dr. Gloria Det, said the ministry budgeted 245 million naira for 2015, but spent 301 million naira. While for 2016, she said the ministry needs money to evacuate vagrant psychotics from the streets of Akwa Ibom and also rehabilitate existing children and destitute centers. Dr. David Etowesian, who represented the Hospitals Management Board, said the board hopes to buy ambulances, establish good medical laboratories, refurbish and improve on mortuaries, and purchase new vehicles with 1.56 billion naira. When he took his seat before the committee, the Commissioner for Local Government and Chieftaincy Affairs, Mr. Victor Antai, appealed for the approval of the ministry's 2016 proposals, since it is relocating from its present site at Wellington Basiway End to the new office complex at Udoma Avenue. On his part, the Commissioner for Health, Dr. Dominic Ukong, said the Ministry of Health hopes to construct a new infectious diseases hospital, IDH, as the present one has been overtaken by the construction of the dualized Uyo-Ikorekpene Highway. He also spoke on why the Ibom Specialist Hospital at Itam, constructed at a whopping 30 billion naira, will not generate any revenue soon.
The people who will patronize this space are those people that tertiary hospital, teaching hospital, general hospital, and other hospitals around the country or anywhere outside the West Africa cannot handle. They send it to that hospital, they pay any money. 20 million naira they are doing. Going abroad for this treatment. The plan is to reverse it. When they start coming, the revenue will be here. We are expecting that we shall come to that operational level in the next 1 to 2 years. It's going to do that. Then we will realize the good revenue. The revenue has to come right now.
When the Local Government Service Commission took its turn, the outgoing Permanent Secretary, Elder Wisdom Ekpo, told the committee that the commission needs 153 million naira for its services in 2016, since it did not draw down any amount whatsoever in 2015. The Secretary and Head of Administration of the Uyo Capital City Development Authority, UCCDI, Mr. Pefiong, said the authority needs 344 million naira for development control of the capital city, as well as creation and repairs of earth roads. The chairman of the House Committee on Appropriation and Finance, Mr. Usoro Akwanuso, spoke on why some of the MDAs slated for the day could not turn up, and why AKBC, as a parastatal under the Ministry of Information, is invited to appear before the committee.
Why some of them have not been able to come is they haven't done their pre-budget hearing with their oversight committee in the House of Assembly. But at least you know that we have up to about 80% of those we expected to come. So we believe that all of them will come. If you don't come, you don't have any reason to give you the budget for 2016. AKBC is the entire sector in that area. So this one is a fragment of that area which will have their own budget. We are inviting them based on the provision of the budget that the governor presented. If you don't have any budget for 2016, you don't have any reason to bring it.
Chris Nkam reporting.
11 persons have been arrested by the anti-kidnapping squad, working in concert with the anti-robbery squad of the State Police Command. The persons aged between 18 and 27 are alleged to have been living and believed to be terrorizing innocent persons in the Oroganam-Ukanafun axis of our state. According to the police public relations officer Cordelia Mwawe, who stood in for the State Commissioner of Police, Mr. Motala Mani, the 11 persons had allegedly kidnapped 2 women, one which they held hostage for 6 days without food. The police said the alleged kidnappers were demanding a ransom of 5 million naira before they could free the victims. Luck ran out of the alleged kidnappers when police working on intelligence report trailed and arrested them with the live ammunition, shotgun, pistols and long gun, all locally made. However, one of them, believed to be the leader of the gang, is on the run.
Again, let us use this opportunity to say back to Akwa Ibom. Akwa Ibom is not a place for crime. And if you come from anywhere to perpetrate crime, SARS, anti-kidnapping, anti-robbery, we find you, especially the anti-kidnapping and SARS team. There's a zero tolerance for crime at Akwa Ibom, led by our Commissioner of Police.
The suspects who were paraded before newsmen on interview confessed to the crime. They admitted that the children of the kidnapped women had paid them 180,000 naira out of the 5 million naira demanded by them as ransom. The persons also confessed to have carried out a series of robbery operations in Orogana using motorcycles.
You will.
No gun that day.
The one now, EOC's gone.
EOC's gone. 6 gone.
5 singles. EOC's gone. 5 singles, the one.
Only him.
We'll take a break at this point. When we return, more news will come your way. Stay. Glad to have you back. Items worth thousands of naira have been donated to patients at the Family Life Center and VVF Hospital, Mbribritam, for their upkeep and welfare. The donation, which was courtesy of the State Governor, Mr. Udom Emmanuel, and wife Martha, included wrappers, Dakada t-shirts, food items, and cash. The rest of the stories are presented.
Reverend Sister in charge of the hospital, on behalf of the governor and wife, the national woman leader of Udom Ambassadors, Engineer Kaitinyang, said, the gesture from the governor and wife shows the determination of the present administration to ensure that Akwa Ibom people are well catered for. She said the governor and wife are very passionate about the health of the citizenry, as exemplified in the initiation of policies and programs which are geared towards giving the people quality health care. Engineer Yang encouraged the patients to look up to God for speedy recovery, noting that Governor Udom Emmanuel and wife Martha will always support them.
We
due respect to our amiable leader, a woman of substance, a woman of inestimable value, the founder, the initiator of this great organization, a social group that is in support of His Excellency, the Governor of this great state, Mr. Udom Emmanuel, and his dear wife in their quest to support the medical services in Akwa Ibom State. So we have come today in that support to donate these items for the upkeep of the inmates of this hospital.
Responding, the Reverend Sister in charge of the hospital, Sylvia Ndubuaka, expressed appreciation to Governor Udom Emmanuel and wife Martha for always paying attention to the health needs of the patients in the center. She noted that the governor's wife has always supported the center, describing her as a mother with a large heart, full of compassion and care. According to the Reverend Sister, the Family Life Center VVF is run by the Medical Missionary of Mary Sisters, adding that treatment of patients is given free. Reverend Sister appealed for the rehabilitation and empowerment of patients after medical treatment to enable them become self-reliant.
You are supporting us today with food items, which is also our pain because we look for food to feed them, because if they are not healthy, the oppression and everything will not heal well. So we need support financially for medicine and other things.
Widows, orphans, and the less privileged in Ibadan local government area recently gathered at the palace of the paramount ruler of Ibadan, Dr. Effiong Basiabia, for an end-of-year get-together organized by Mborumbong Mpani Ibadan. Correspondents report that the end-of-year get-together was sponsored by ExxonMobil.
The widows, orphans, and the less privileged were presented with various items, which include foodstuff, toiletries, and cash, sponsored by ExxonMobil. In a welcome address, the paramount ruler of Ibadan local government area, Dr. Effiong Basiabia, promised that the event will be organized annually. He said that as a father for all, the welfare of his subject, especially less privileged, is of utmost importance to him. The royal father commended ExxonMobil for keying into the events.
Yearly basis. Dan dem bong ka operations for the bank agona kampok. Ngage good kiwa. Ngage good. Ngage wanda about them.
The wife of the paramount ruler of Ibadan local government area, Mrs. Teresa Effiong Basiabia, who is also the president of the association, said one of the objectives of Mborumbong Mpani Ibadan is to cater for the welfare of the less privileged in society. She appreciated ExxonMobil and her husband for their support to the success of the events. Some beneficiaries thank ExxonMobil and the wife of the paramount ruler for their interest in their welfare. They pledge their continued loyalty to the paramount ruler of Ibadan local government area, Dr. Effiong Basiabia.
The warrior of all the world,
Unit 4 of the Special Marshals and Partnership of the Federal Road Safety Commission has charged motorists to be conscious while on the steering and to respect road signs. The special marshals gave the advice at Kwaibu Church, 112 Ikadepene Road, Uyo, where they gathered to thank God for another fruitful year. They also used the occasion to enlighten the congregation on traffic regulations. The unit coordinator, Mr. Inyobo Omotan, said God has been faithful to them. Mr. Omotan advised the church faithful to always make use of seatbelts and adhere to all rules covering driving and usage of the roads. He reminded them that overspeeding is dangerous and enjoined them to always check their cars before driving out of their houses. The sector commander of the Federal Road Safety Commission, Cecilia Lau, who was represented by the sector head administration, Mr. Asanya Daniel, urged the faithful to obey the fifth commandment of God, which says, "Thou shalt not kill," adding that their vehicles should not be an instrument of destruction. Earlier, the pastor of the Kwaibu Church, Pastor Ibubema, who spoke on the theme, "You have the capacity," charged the congregation to exercise faith in God. Prayers were offered for the special marshals who donated items to the church. The family of Ntwakpanesien in Ikpembare Yobobodakara local government area has released the funeral program of Chief Ebonko and wife, Elder Mrs. Maggie Ebonko, who passed away recently. The family, in a statement signed by the Commissioner for Youth and Sport, Sir Monday Bonko, stated that mourning house for Pai Bonko and wife Maggie will be formally opened on Wednesday, 27th January 2016 by 8 o'clock in the morning. This will be followed by visit by in-laws and a football match between Uyo All-Stars and the Obodokara counterparts at the Comprehensive Secondary School grounds, Ikpembare, by 4 p.m. Groups and individuals are billed to visit the family home of the late Chief Ebonko and wife Maggie in Ikpembare, Obodokara local government area on Thursday and Friday this week to condole with the bereaved family over the incident. The late Chief Ebonko and wife Maggie will be buried side by side on Saturday, 30th January 2016, after a funeral service to be conducted by Methodist Church Nigeria at the Comprehensive Secondary School grounds, Ikpembare, Obodokara local government area by 10 a.m. They are survived by two sons, Monday Bonko, Commissioner for Youth and Sport, and Mfone Bonko, two daughters, Mrs. Enoane Kanakmanudo and Mrs. Christiana Inyodu, and other relations. The family has invited the political class, friends, associates, and the public to the burial ceremonies. The World Health Organization has warned that global childhood obesity might double under 5 years if governments do not work towards curbing unhealthy foods. FIFA has confirmed the final 5 candidates for its presidency. These and other stories in our foreign news package with Merceka.
Nigeria's former president, Dr. Goodluck Jonathan, will on Wednesday, January 27, held a World Press Conference in Geneva, Switzerland. The press conference, which will hold at 3 p.m. local time, is part of activities lined up by the Circle of Diplomats, Geneva, in honor of Dr. Jonathan. According to the Geneva Press Club, Dr. Jonathan will speak on security and civil peace in Nigeria and West Africa, as well as improvement of health and education of children. The Circle of Diplomats will later host a dinner in honor of the former president. The World Health Organization, WHO, has called on nations to work towards reversing the trend of childhood obesity by promoting healthy foods and physical activities. The WHO, in its report, stated that the number of overweight children globally under the age of 5 is likely to jump from 42 million to 70 million. It identified unhealthy foods and reduction of physical activities as major factors. Libya's internationally recognized parliament has voted against the United Nations-backed unity government. The United Nations had proposed a unity government with the aims of bridging the political divide in the country. Libya currently has two rival administrations and parliaments: the internationally recognized authorities based in Tobruk and a rebel-backed authority holding power in the Tripoli capital. On December 17, 2015, an agreement for the establishment of a unity government was signed, but many members of the competing parliaments did not back the agreement. Libya has been in chaos since 2011 after the overthrow and killing of its long-time dictator, Muammar Gaddafi. FIFA has confirmed the final 5 candidates for the presidency of the